I guess today is going to be more like a diary of some sorts. So, the thing about it is I have been, I tried filing last Friday, and unfortunately, I'm not allowed to file like 10, 10 days before the trial. And my trial's on the third, and I can't seem to, I can't seem to file. So, I learned that today. Like on top of all the other laws, I've been hearing the rules and policies of a family court, at least the laws that have to do with San Diego. I can't seem to file, and I filed a few things. Um, a list of supervisors, unprofessional supervisors that I want to supervise my son, because the way things are right now is I basically can't talk to I can't talk I can only talk to my son once a week. And the weird thing about it is those recordings have been used as exhibits that I don't deserve those either. And this is when I was trying to gain a rapport with my son. And so yeah, as it sits right now, it's like I'm basically asking ChatGPT to give me a few things that I'm allowed to say and wouldn't be used against me in the court, because basically what I know that whatever I say can be used as an exhibit to basically say that I don't deserve to talk to my son. I don't get to communicate with my son. The way things are right now is like everything I have is monitored and recorded, and I don't know how a child and father dynamic or relationship could be established with those types of restrictions, because the supervisors are writing things, the my ex-wife is writing things, and me and my son can't really just be regular people. We feel like we're always performing, and I really don't like it. I really hate it, actually, but it deems to be what's in the best interest of the child. But yeah, it's like as it sits right now, I'm not paying for court order supervision because I'm about to move out of this house that I'm living in, and yeah, I'm gonna be moving downtown hopefully. So my blogs might be a little different from this point on, but I'm gonna have my own bathroom. I'm gonna have my own bedroom. I'm gonna have my own living room. I'm probably gonna. I think my girlfriend might be moving in with me. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's just gonna be me, myself, and I. And it's kind of weird because I don't really talk to my brother that much. But yeah, I was like, I guess if I'm gonna have more unsupervised super visits, I'm gonna have to talk to my brother and say, hey, when are you seeing your kids? Because can you just pick up my son for like a few minutes? And that would be something. But I'm trying to get my girlfriend who's been with me for about 2 years, and my son knows pretty well. Um, but yeah, I have a feeling my ex-wife is going to be like, hell no. He was like, you're not going to take some girl you just met on the streets and ask her and make her act as a supervisor. Um, but the thing about it is we've been together for almost eight. Well, the restraining order was like 3 years old, so I remember that first birthday with the restraining order active. Yeah, that's when I met her. So me and her, we get along really well, and I know Laura has seen her before because she's come to court with me a few times, and she is, yeah, she's Nathan knows her. Um, so that's kind of what I'm trying to act on. And yeah, I have a feeling my ex-wife is just going to be objective like all the way through. And I call her my wife, my ex-wife, is going to be objective all the way through. But yeah, but yesterday I was trying to basically suggest that we go through some kind of family counseling, because we only see the judge like every like every 3 or 4 months or so. And she's probably, and if we do get a follow up, it's going to be in September. If there's a follow up, it's probably going to be in February because everyone's trying to get custody. Everyone's trying to get visitation rights during the holidays. And yeah, she's probably gonna like, well, we're gonna do a follow up because of the holidays, and that's gonna be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all without getting a single phone call because as it sits right now, the restraining order says that I can't speak to my son unless I pay a court order supervisor, with an exception of one day, Father's Day, where my brother can act as a non professional supervisor, and that's but I was like, I don't have the money. Um, I injured my shoulder doing caregiver work, and I'm out of commission right now. So that's one of the reasons why I had to stop paying supervisors to see my son. But yeah, it's like right now it's like, and that was those things are like $500 a visit, and to include gas because I live in northern San Diego and I need to drive all the way to Chula Vista. That's like 45-minute drive there and back. No, just going there is like 45 minutes of driving, and my son usually wants a toy here and there. Usually wants to eat, so it usually comes out about about $500 per visit. But yeah, the restraining order basically says that I don't get to see my son at all unless I pay somebody. So right as it sits right now, my visitation rights are more equivalent to a hostage negotiation, where somebody calls me once a week and say, "We have your son, but you still need to pay," and you can pay for a small amount. You can pay for a small amount of money, and see him for a few hours, or you can pay a large amount of money and try to get custody, hire a lawyer for $5 to $1,000 an hour for $25,000 on retainer, and he can try to fight for you. He can try to fight for you and try to make the judge believe that you deserve to have some levels of custody and get this restraining order dropped. But I'm not a lawyer who makes $500 to $1,000 an hour is what they're asking for. And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to I'm trying to see my son. But yeah, that's a hefty ransom right there. It's in order to see my son, I have to pay $500. But if I want to pay the ransom to see my son to get some custody, it's going to be like, yeah, I need to pay someone $25,000, and that's for them. That's for them just to get started with working. Who I mean, this this trial is the paperwork is about the size of a Stephen King novel because it's been going on for 3 years, and my ex-wife continuously gives the same evidence over and over again. Not because it has any relevance, but because she knows the bigger she makes the case file, the more expensive it is for someone to defend me because he would have to keep going through all the evidence, and she's been using this strategy, completely denying me five. I think it's 598 or 654, 656. I can't remember. One of them is definitely limitations, and the other one is completion. And yeah, and she's been doing this whole thing, this trial by ambush, for the past 3 years, and the judge basically lets her get away with it. Um, I think if she does that again, I think I'm probably just going to say, just disregard it and move forward with the case. If she wants to appeal the case, then she can serve this this evidence to us in a timely manner, because this is not a timely manner. This is a complete denial of 550 of 598, and yeah, she shouldn't be allowed to do this. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm trying to see my son, and I tried I tried giving the papers last Friday, and they wouldn't take them because I need to apparently I need to. I can only give evidence in response 5 minute, 10 days before the actual trial, and I don't know when that is. I think that's, I guess, next Thursday. I'm be able to start um, giving over all the evidence that I have, and um, I've been trying to save money. I've been doing a lot of Uber lately, and I'm trying to pay like I'm trying to pay my month's rent in advance for 1 month because I already paid this month, but the people are asking for the deposit and the first month's rent on the 28th, I think. And yeah, they said, we'll take your money at the right time. But yeah, I was like, I get disability, but the funny thing about it is the disability is is up just under 4,000. Like it's like $3,800. And what my ex-wife put down for the amount of time I'm allowed to see my son was basically supervised two 5-hour visits that must be professionally supervised. Basically, she said, if you want to see your son, you have to pay. And I'm only giving you enough money, enough visits to take away all of your disability benefits. So basically, I feel like what this new restraining order says is that money that you earn for fighting for your country, you don't deserve it. You need to give it to the supervisors now if you want to see your son, or you just don't see your son. It's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like the amount of money that I would have to pay supervisors because she did pick the supervisor and she made sure it was the farthest supervision area from me, all the way in Chula Vista. She basically said, if you want to see your son, you give all of your money over to them. Because you don't deserve your benefits. You should give it to your supervisors because you don't deserve it. If you want to be a father, then you pay them. You give them all your money. And I'm an adult. You can't just give somebody away your money and just become a dependent on someone else. But it would help. But yeah, I'm just like I want to I want to see my son, but I really don't like the environment that the supervision that me and my son are usually under. We're in this room that's about the size of a little bit bigger than this room, and she's over there watching, make sure we don't say anything, we don't do anything. There's like a few toys here and there, and we're just like, she's like monitoring, she's like looking at both of us, trying to smile. And it kind of reminds me of Blippy actually sometimes. But yeah, she's smiling and trying to trying to get my son to engage with me and stuff. But just like we're just like we don't like the performance. And the weird thing about it is like we see other parents in like they cram us in like one of these rooms and they use like room dividers, so they other parents could do. And man, we see other parents just crying their eyes out. It's like I'm just trying to be a good parent. I just want to see my parent. I just want to hug my son and I just want to talk to him and see him. And, these other parents, they say things like I wish, like I don't know. It's like they're crying and there's a supervisor telling them you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to talk about that. It's like you're not supposed to bring your kid into this. And I was just like, I don't even know what they're saying, but she obviously wants to tell him that I'm distressed about the situation and I wish I could just take you home, maybe something like that. And I wish you could stay with me. These are things that I've always thought. It's like I wish things weren't like this, and I wish things. It's like I wish things weren't like this. I wish I didn't have to pay her $5,000 just to talk to you, just to see you. And I really hate that she is telling me what I can and can't say. And I really hate that I can and can't say that this is none of your fault, but this is completely your mother's fault. This is what your mother has basically made for me. That if I want to see you, I need to pay $4,000 a month. I wish I could say that, but I can't. But yeah, it's not fair. It's completely unfair. They've turned my son into a fucking product that I have to pay for now. You know, and I can't go near him. I can't talk to him, and I can't say about what the situation is. And I really wish I could. And there's something I've been wanting to say. I've been thinking about, like, my son knows more about what happened between in our divorce than I do, and he knows more of the truth than I do. And I don't know what her mother was saying to him, but I sometimes think to myself, you know, I have a feeling that when I go into court on the third, the judge is not going to look at things in my favor. She's not going to see anything in my favor. She's not going to do anything. She's going to try to extort money from me. She's going to tell me I need to go to more counseling. I need to go to more therapy. I need to be supervised under higher restrictions, or maybe she'll give me a discount. I don't know. Maybe one non-professional supervisors will get approved, and I will be able to see my son without paying someone $500. But maybe things will go good. If things go good, I'll definitely make a blog about how good the trial went. But this restraining order is like, I've never threatened her. I've never done anything. I've never threatened her. I've never harassed her. If she blocked me, never went looking for her. I've done every bit of communication on talking parents, and it got extended. It got extended because I was there on the 31st, and she told me and the trial was actually on the 30th, and she made life-altering decisions while I wasn't there, without even so much as a phone call. Like, when there were days where I didn't show up, and there were days I didn't show up, and she would call me on the phone and say, where are you? I was like, and I told her I couldn't be there. I couldn't face the judge, my ex-wife, and my ex-wife's lawyer. But yeah, it's just like, I'm in there and I'm just like, on the 31st, on the 30th, when they made decisions to extend the restraining order, they didn't even give me a phone call. But I was there on the 31st, wondering when my trial was, and I get told, oh yeah, the restraining order got extended 10 to 5 years. And if you want to talk to your son now, you've lost all non-professional supervisors, you've lost all phone privileges, and if you want to talk to your son now, you have to be professionally supervised. You have to pay. It's like she was saying, for 3 years you haven't given me any money. Try to have a relationship with your son now without paying $1. Because for the past 3 years, I've been using non-professional supervisors. And the whole time the judge has been sitting there going, it's like, a non-professional can't do this, and a non-professional can't do that. And a professional supervisor is not going to do it overnight, not going to do a weekend, not do a holiday, not going to go across the city. She was plugging the whole freaking time for the past 3 years. Now she basically made a new restrainer that says, try to have a relationship with your son now without spending any money. Because now I just made it impossible. I've changed your visitation to something more equivalent to a hostage negotiation. You want to see your son? You fucking pay. And that's what's been happening for the past year. And hopefully some of these things will get lifted. But that's my situation right now. I really don't like it. I don't have the funds. I don't know what these judges think the average American makes when they get divorced, but I make 36. I make 30, roughly like 42. I was using. I make $3,800 a month. I was trying to do the year, and I guess somewhere down the line that's probably like 42, maybe 40,000 a year. And it's like, how much money do you think we make to where we have to pay someone $500 just to babysit us, or we have to pay for therapy with $200 retainer fees and $60 per, or go to these counselings where you have to do 72 hours, where it's $90 per visit? Do you think we could pay some? Do you think I've never even seen a job listed on LinkedIn or any other thing where I could charge somebody or make $1,000 an hour or $500 an hour. I can't even find that. I can't. I mean, I'm looking. I would look up something on a job board, and it was just like, you actually charge people that much money? And I was like it's there's no district attorneys, and I'm autistic, and I'm disabled, and there's nothing. There's literally nothing. There's no. I mean, I have videos where I'm calling legal clinics, I'm the legal aid, I'm calling VA representative, and they all say we can't help you, but we can give you someone who does private practice. And guess what? They all want $1,000 an hour. They want to work for 1 hour for what I make in probably a week. It's not fair. And so many of these fucking divorces go. So many people, like 92% of marriages end in divorces, and everybody, apparently everyone has to do this, because whenever, and it's not like it's the women who have to deal with this shit, it's the men. I don't know. It's not fair. This is not equality. This is not equal rights. This is oppression. And our sons are the ones being our children are the ones who are being held hostage. It's sad, but that's what it is.